Hello everyone, a very welcome to Vyas Certification Kota. So today in the series of NCERT discussion, we are going to talk about a very interesting chapter, an important chapter, that is Anatomy of Flowering Plant. We are going to discuss each and every question of NCERT textbook in this session. This chapter is from class 11th and from unit 2. And we are going to discuss each and every question of it in this series. This chapter contains total 12 questions. So let's begin with this. So very first question we have on the screen, that is state the location and functions of different types of meristems. So we have to state the location as well as the functions of different types of meristems. So basically we have three types of meristems, that is apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. Now if we talk about the very first type of meristem, that is apical meristem, then apical meristem is found on the apex or apices of stem, roots and their branches. What is the location of apical meristem? They found on the apices of root, stem and their branches, or apex of root, stem and their branches. This is the location of apical meristem. Now, what is the function of apical meristem? It helps in the growth. It helps in the growth in length and also forms primary tissue. So this is the function of apical meristem, that all the primary tissue is formed with the help of this apical meristem, and also the contribution in the length of a plant is coming from apical meristem. Then the second type of meristem we have is intercalary meristem. Now, where it is found? Intercalary meristem is found on above and below of stem nodes and also on the leaf bases. So what is the location of intercalary meristem? It is found above, just above and below of stem nodes and on leaf bases. Right? Now what is the function of this intercalary meristem? It also helps in the growth of internode. It helps in the growth of internode and also helps in the growth of leaves. So this is the function of intercalary meristem. Then the last one we have is lateral meristem. Now this lateral meristem is of two types, that is cork cambium and vascular cambium. Cork cambium and vascular cambium are the two types of lateral meristem. So let's discuss the first one, that is cork cambium, which is also known as phallogen. Now cork cambium or phallogen is actually formed from the hypodermis layer of stem, and if we talk about in case of roots, then this cork cambium or phallogen is formed from the pericycle. So this is the location or formation of cork cambium or phallogen, which is a type of lateral meristem. Cork cambium or phallogen, I am repeating it, cork cambium, which is also known as phallogen, is going to form from the hypodermis layer of stem and pericycle in roots. Now let's discuss the function of this cork cambium or phallogen. So this cork cambium or phallogen is going to form a protective layer of cork, a protective cork and aerating lenticels on the outside. It is going to form aerating lenticels and a protective cork layer on the outside and another layer in the inner side, which is also known as phalloderm. Now the outer one protective cork layer is known as phallem, right? Now another type of lateral meristem we have is vascular cambium. If we talk about vascular cambium, which is another type of lateral meristem, then vascular cambium forms from the intrafascicular cambial rings in stems, intrafascicular cambial rings as well as interfascicular cambial rings or strips are helping to form these vascular cambiums in stems. If we talk about the formation of these vascular cambium in roots, then they are going to form from parenchymatous tissue and pericycle, right? So where this vascular cambium is actually forming and where do these actually found? So this vascular cambium in stem is found or formed from intrafascicular cambial strips as well as interfascicular strips. Now, in roots, it is formed from parenchymatous tissue as well as from pericycle. Now, what is the function of this vascular cambium? It helps the formation of secondary phloem. This vascular cambium, which is a type of lateral meristem, is going to form secondary phloem on the outer side and secondary xylem on the inner side. So this is the function of vascular cambium, and with this we have completed the explanation of this question number 1. Now we are going to write the answer of this question. So first we'll write start like this. We have three types of meristems. We have three types of meristems. Number 1 we have is apical meristem. Apical meristem. Now, this apical meristem, we know that it is found on the apex of stem, root and their branches. So we'll write this. These found on apex of root, stem and branches. So this is the location of apical meristem. Now if we talk about the function of this, then we know it helps in the, if we talk about function, if we write about function, then it helps in growth in terms of length, also it forms primary tissue. So this is the function, or this is the location, function as well as location of apical meristem. Let's come towards the next meristem, that is intercalary meristem. Intercalary meristem. This is the second type of meristem we have, and it is found above, just above and below stem nodes and on the basis of leaves. So intercalary meristem is found just above and below stem nodes and on leaf basis, Now what is the function of intercalary meristem? We know that if we discuss the function, then we know it also helps in the growth of internodes, which is going to eventually help in the length or growth in the terms of length of a plant, right? So function of intercalary meristem is it helps in the growth of internodes and growth of leaves, right? Then next and the third type of meristem we have is lateral meristem, which is of two types, that is cork cambium and vascular cambium. So the third one we have is lateral meristem. Lateral meristem, in which we have A, that is cork cambium, and this is formed from hypodermis layer in stem and from pericycle in roots. If we talk about the function, of this, then this lateral meristem is going to form a protective cork and lenticels, aerating lenticels on the outer side. So the function of this cork cambium, which is also known as phlogiston, is going to form protective cork plus aerating lenticels on the outside and phloderm on the inner side, right? So this is the function and location of cork cambium, which is a type of lateral meristem. Then the last one we have is under this one only, the lateral meristem, which is having another type of lateral meristem, that is B. We have vascular cambium. We know that vascular cambium forms, if we talk about vascular cambium, then it forms from intrafascicular cambial strips and interfascicular strips in stem and from pericycle in roots. Parenchymatous tissue as well as pericycle in roots. So this is formed from this kind of tissues, such as intrafascicular cambial strips and interfascicular cambial strips in stems, and in root it develops from pericycle region. Now what is the function of this vascular cambium, which is a type of lateral meristem? It forms secondary phloem on the outside and secondary xylem on the inner side. So if we talk about function, then it forms secondary phloem on the outside and secondary xylem on inner side, right? So this is the complete solution of question number 1, in which we have already covered all 3 types of meristems we have, that is apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. With this we have completed the solution number 1.